create a three-dimensional texture that I could use in my mixed media work, whether that was sewing it into a textile or sculpting it into a painting. I'm going to demonstrate the technique now. Okay, so you're going to need some tulle, some modeling paste, which is available in the acrylic section at a craft store. You'll need a palette knife or some other tool to spread with. And you'll need a stencil. You're going to lay your organza down on a hard surface like a cutting board that you only use for art. You don't want to use any cooking tools. Then you're going to lay your stencil over top, and then you're going to take your modeling paste and you're going to spread it across the surface of the stencil. You want to be certain that when you're covering the stencil, you spread it thick like buttercream. You don't actually want to be able to see the stencil outline. The reason for this is because if you don't put a thick enough layer on, when you peel the stencil off of the tool, it'll just look like you stenciled the image onto the fabric instead of actually creating the three-dimensional definition that we're going for here. So I'm going to cover this until I've got the entire stencil coated. Okay, so now I have covered all of my tulle, and I'm going to sit it outside in the sun and let it dry ideally for several hours. Once it's dry to the touch, I can then peel the stencil up off of the modeling paste, and I'll be left with a surface like this, which I can then paint any way I want to. And then once that's dry, I can easily stitch it into other fabric, or I can glue it onto a surface. Thanks for joining me. This is Amanda Jones. I hope you've enjoyed the technique I created for you today for designing three-dimensional surfaces. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel, like and subscribe. See you next time.